Fighting out of the blue corner, William Dunkle.
Here comes William Dunkle, a 2-1 record, his second Front Street Fights appearance, where he picked up his only professional loss when he lost at Front Street Fight 17 to Joe Borshig. He hails from Nampa, Idaho, fighting out of the gym No Excuse MMA, the oldest fighter on the card at 37 years of age, 5 feet 11 inches tall, 169.8 pounds, and the longest reach on the card as well, with a 73-inch reach does William Dunkle have. So Dunkle, basically a Boise local from Nampa, not that far to the west. As he gets ready outside the cage, his team helps him take off the garb. You see there the professional record of William Dunkle. 2 TKO victories and lost at Front Street Fight 17 via rear naked choke. So Vita, not someone that you're gonna see go all 3 rounds.
Right. Right. It says a lot when you're trying to go out there to finish. So I feel like there might be a finish tonight.
And should note.
Or in this fight.
Indeed, and should note that those 2 TKOs both came in round number 1. Comes out heavy, comes out swinging, and aggressive does Dunkle. And even at 37 years of age, proves that he still has the power behind those fists to finish fights.
Right.
As he finally passes inspection and is allowed up those metal steps into the ring.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, Kerry Lattimer.
And Dunkle's opponent on his way to the cage, Kerry Lattimer, does not shy away from a fight. He accepted this one on very short notice. It's his 8th fight in the past year.
Right, that is crazy.
He's returning after a loss at the hands of Daryl Flores, who we'll see later on this evening in our main event back in October. He's 14-22 as a professional. Hails from Pocatello, Idaho, fights out of the Mandrill Fitness and Combat Academy. He's 34 years old. He's the second oldest fighter on the card. The only fighter older is his opponent, Dunkle. He's 5'9", 163.4 pounds, and has a 70-inch reach. As Dunkle and Lattimer, the 2 oldest fighters on the card, get ready to square off against one another.
Record doesn't mean anything. Kerry always comes up. He always shows up to fight. Never disappoints, has a lot of heart.
And what else never disappoints is our Miller Lite Tell the Tape Miller Lite hold true. As you see there, these men certainly the advantage in favor of Dunkle, except for an age. And without further ado, we'll head inside the cage for introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, our co-main event this evening is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Front Street Fights Welterweight division. Let's meet our combatants. First, this fight is brought to you by Miller Lite. Hold true. Fighting out of the blue corner to my left, standing in with a record of 2 wins against 1 defeat. Standing in at 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 169.8 pounds. Fighting out of Nampa, Idaho, proudly representing No Excuse MMA. Let's welcome the 208 underdog, William Dunkle. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner to my right with a record of 14 wins against 22 defeats, standing in at an even 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 163.4 pounds. Fighting out of Pocatello, Idaho, proudly representing Mandrill Fitness and the Combat Academy. Let's welcome Kerry the batterer, Lattimer. Our referee, when the action begins, is Nasty Nate Decker, who will now give final instructions.
Gentlemen, this is the co-main event. Let's have a good, clean fight. Touch them up. Now let's go.
Co-main.
The co-main event of the evening, Lattimer versus Dunkle. Both Idaho natives, both have been here before, and the crowd will be familiar with these two as we are underway.
There you go. Beautiful. Work that jab out there, Will. Work that jab
There's
out.
a big swing and a miss from Lattimer.
Jab. Jab, Will. Nice.
Elbow straight off the start from Dunkle.
Do what you want. Always do what you want. Yes.
Lattimer looking for a takedown. Shot for a double, was able to secure his hands and finish that takedown.
Very smooth by Lattimer coming off the cage there. Now the question is, can he do anything on this half side control ground game he has here?
He still has his arms connected. He's not giving up on that takedown. Still has his hips. William did a good job on using that cage to stand right back up.
Dunkle looks every bit an MMA fighter, and he is throwing punches, trying to get Lattimer to loosen that grip.
Right.
Dunkle pushed up against the cage. Lattimer, his hands are basically trapped at the moment underneath the left leg.
Right, if he can work for that single, it'd probably work better in his favor. There's that a single, he's looking for a double, trying to get his left hand behind to connect again. And pick up, and there's another takedown by Lattimer.
Those elbows to the back of the head certainly inspired him to work quickly. Don't want to take too many of those.
No, not at all. Lattimer's doing really well on pinching his knees together because you want to secure the legs and the hips because that's what you need to use to get back up. So you don't need to worry so much about his arms. And William, what I would like to see is use his back against the cage, which he is, but wall walk up. Really push that head away, get a frame. What I mean by a frame is getting an arm in between you and creating some space.
Some elbows from the bottom from Lattimer. As now Dunkle's pounding on the feet, trying to do anything he can to get Lattimer to release his grip.
Lattimer, yep, you want to always take away the leg that's closer to the cage. You want to pull them away from the cage. You want to get between you and that cage. Now he's in mount. Has both underhooks.
If he could posture up here, he could be real dangerous.
Right. Look for submission. Look for some ground and pound.
You see Dunkle's got the hands, or did have the hands behind the head, preventing Lattimer from posturing up. Now he's trying to isolate that arm.
And there's no rush there. If you can secure that position and mount, even better. He's looking for an arm bar. That's right by Dunkle. You want to jump over if it's too late, but he has his belly down. Good defense.
Great spin out by Dunkle. Lattimer had that arm behind him. And now Dunkle's in control here on the bottom.
Nice sprawl by Dunkle.
Lattimer again just pushes him up against that cage. Minute 30 seconds left in the first round of our co-main event between Kerry Lattimer and William Dunkle.
Yes, you want to pull that leg away from the cage and able to secure him just how we did earlier. Nice knees to the thigh.
Dunkle seems to have given up any efforts of trying to get to his feet. Lattimer nearly helped him up, and now he has.
Fight the hands, Will. Fight the hands, buddy.
And again, a takedown for
Another
Lattimer.
takedown. Yeah.
Scramble, scramble, scramble.
Certainly Kerry Lattimer wants to fight this battle on the mat. Nice knees to the thigh. Dunkle, you don't want to wizard there. You want to look to get your underhooks because you want to straighten up your opponent. You don't want to wizard.
Dunkle's back to his feet, but Lattimer still has control of his head with that left bicep.
Yeah, if he can snap him down. Oh, and they disengage.
Lattimer looks gassed. Goes straight back for the takedown. 20 seconds left in round number 1.
Takedowns take a lot of energy on the offense and on the defensive end.
Dunkle's picked him up. The referee tells him to let it go, as Lattimer would have been slammed to the ground. As there goes the horn. Don't remember hearing the clapperboard. But what an entertaining first round that was between Lattimer and Dunkle. Mostly fought on the ground, as Lattimer was able to get Dunkle to the ground and hold him there, along with a number of takedowns
Takedown number 2.
That round. And Vita, at that point, when you're Dunkle and someone keeps trying to take you down, what do you do in that situation?
You want to lower your stance a little bit because you know that your opponent's going to try to take you down. You know that that's what their game plan is. So you want to have a lower stance and be prepared for it, and right away get your underhooks right away. You do not want them to settle and get comfortable, because then it's just a grind of trying to get back up.
So here in round number 2, more than likely, Lattimer will try to take Dunkle to the ground. For Dunkle, what's the counter here? To stay low?
To stay low, and I would like to throw his uppercut, stay low, use your range. I feel like he has a 73-inch range. Use that. Keep him at the end of your punches. And for Lattimer, I would definitely keep using that game plan. Take him down, secure it, but don't rush to in the mount position or anything. Just jits before hits. That's what one of our coaches says. Jits before hits.
Certainly in the judges' eyes, round probably went to Lattimer. So we'll see how round 2 plays out. As Lattimer goes for the takedown. Dunkle swings on the ground at Lattimer.
Wants to keep it standing. Lattimer doesn't mind going to the ground, but Dunkle seems to want to keep this fight standing.
And although Dunkle is 37 years of age, he certainly seems to be in better shape than the 34-year-old Lattimer. Dunkle looks every bit the MMA fighter.
And got his hands wrapped around his thighs. If he can lower it down by his knees, it might be easier for him to get his takedown.
Pressure his head, Will. Push the head.
And yet again, Lattimer searching for that single. He's got that right leg.
If Dunkle can get his back away from the cage and snap him down, it might be able to work in his favor. When your back's against the cage right now, you just want to be looking for your underhooks. He has what's called a Kimura grip, which is a good threat, but it's kind of hard to finish sometimes in that position. So he has one underhook. If he can get another underhook.
The Kimura is the submission when you take the wrist and turn to the elbow.
Yes, yes. Right here, you'll see he'll probably grab it again. Yep, that's the Kimura grip right there.
That right hand of Dunkle had the left hand of Lattimer in the Kimura. There's this uppercut. Maybe the first strike we've seen thrown from Lattimer.
You're not seeing a lot of kicks in this fight. You're mostly seeing a lot of wrestling and a lot of punches exchanging. Nice job by Dunkle.
This is a welterweight bout. It's the heaviest bout of the evening. Both fighters in the 160s as Dunkle just walks straight out of that one. The corner calling for the uppercut, as you mentioned, Vita, for Dunkle. Lattimer goes throwing and again goes to the ground. Certainly when Lattimer throws, he puts everything into it, maybe a bit recklessly.
Lattimer, if he wants to take him down, I think that's a great idea. But if he could set up his hands and then go for the takedown, it'd probably work in his favor more than just trying to shoot or throwing one or two. Easier said than done, for sure.
Just about 2 minutes left in the second round. 3 5-minute rounds as Lattimer again just shoots for singles, expending a lot of energy to do so.
1, 2, 1, 2. Right, get the handle. I need 4. I need a quick blitz. I need a quick blitz, Will.
There's a left from Lattimer.
I want to blitz. The handle.
Tries to follow it up with a Superman right.
Nice body. Nice body by Dunkle. A jab up top.
Lattimer keeping those hands very low.
Yes, he is. Got to keep those hands up, especially if you're trying to come in. You gotta keep those hands up. Protect your head.
Big swinging right doesn't connect from Lattimer. It looks like that first round really took a lot out of both men.
Yes, it did.
As his second round has been much more of a recovery round. There's a left jab straight to the face. Push kick, right. Left connects.
That was connects. He's in it. Lattimer needs to get his feet on his hips, not let him pass.
Here come elbows from
now
Dunkle.
Dunkle's in mount position, trying to look for his finish.
He's got 40 seconds. Now he's trying to slip in a rear naked. Instead, just lets him do his feet. Much to the dismay of the crowd there that Dunkle didn't try to finish this fight.
Seems to me that he wants to keep this fight standing. He knows that he's winning more on his feet than on the ground.
15 seconds left in the second round of our co-main event.
Lattimer trying to get one more takedown before the bell. Wasn't able to do that.
Not gonna happen for him. And looking at the judges' scorecards, probably not gonna happen for him that he won that round either. As Dunkle was in control, Lattimer was crawling for all sorts of takedowns. We'll take a look at the left hand that really started it all for Dunkle as it led to the ground and pound.
He did a good job of just throwing a couple of punches, even went down. Right there, you want to pass the legs. And he even got in mount position. Lattimer's still doing what he had to do. He's not giving up.
Certainly not giving up. And so many fights under his belt. He's got quite the experience in the cage. 14-22 is his record. 36 fights under his belt. But there, when Dunkle lets him up, Vito, what does that say to you about Dunkle's idea? Obviously, he wants to keep the fight on top, but he had such great advantage in that position.
Right. In his mind, I don't know what he was thinking at that time. To me, I'm thinking, hey, we got to finish this, let's execute. But maybe he looks like, I know he might be tired, just how we talked about from the first round, because of wrestling. Wrestling takes a lot out of you, but it seems like his cardio is holding up.
Third and final round between Dunkle and Lattimer. Dunkle in the all-black trunks, while Lattimer's in the black and brown.
You see some light footwork by Dunkle.
Seems that everything Dunkle throws puts Lattimer off balance in some shape or way. There's a nice body shot. Leads to an exchange that neither man gets solid connections on.
1, 2, 3.
Lattimer, you want to go move more to your left. You want to move away from Will's power hand, which is his left hand. The same thing as far as it being his power hand when you're fighting a southpaw. You want to move away from that. You want to be on the outside of that foot. I feel like that's when Williams able to connect and throw that left.
There's a leg kick.
Yeah, is that the first leg kick for this fight? Yeah, I think so. Oh, jab.
Seen one other body kick. Other than that, the body kick and the leg kick, the only two we've seen throw. Both men much more content. As Lattimer makes my statement invalid. Lattimer went straight into the padding on that cage. Sportsmanship shown to touch him up after that.
Dunkle's coaches say, throw that jab, and I feel like if he was to throw that jab more and then throw his left hand, it might surprise him and it might connect.
Well, he connected there. Lattimer shot from the takedown. Big left hand, big right from Lattimer, misses everything. Another big right. Now he's got both legs. But again, the cage there to play a factor in Dunkle being able to sprawl.
Yep. He's looking for a double. If you can't get the double, you want to run to a single. When you grab that leg and you run the pipe and you remove him from the cage, you want to get him away from the cage. Just how, yep, he has the right idea.
Pulled him away from the cage, but ended up swinging him right around back into it.
Right. You can hear those punches. They're right in front of us.
Couldn't be any closer.
William looking for his underhook. Lattimer still not giving up on that takedown.
A lot of punches straight to the face of Lattimer.
Yes, those rabbit punches, some might be hard and some might just be annoying, but it'll make your opponent move for sure, and that's exactly what happened. He got him to move.
And Dunkle's got the arm as well at the moment.
William can run behind him and take his back. Like, you gotta turn. You wanna remove your back from the cage. Yep, now put him on the cage. Oh, he keeps kinda just letting him out.
That killer instinct in this fight certainly lacking for Dunkle.
Overhand right, looking for another shot. Got the single. Looking to wrap his hands together. 1:17, that's still lots of time to work.
This is the final round. After this, it'll go to the judges' scorecard if neither of these men can find a way to end this fight. As once again, Dunkle has his back against the cage. Now he's just throwing body shots on Lattimer.
He's doing a good job of keeping his legs wide because he knows what he's going for is for a takedown. So he's making sure his legs are wide.
Lattimer is just taking shots to his back. Now he's on the cage. He got Dunkle away from the cage.
All right.
40 seconds left in our co-main event of the evening as Dunkle is just landing body shot after body shot.
Hitting those body shots. When you get hit at the body, that can take the wind out of you.
Lattimer was already looking pretty tired as there's 13 seconds left in the co-main event. There's the clapper. 10 remaining.
They're going all the way to the bell.
They indeed do. There is the final horn. 3 5-minute rounds. We complete all of them for the first time this evening. This one goes the distance, and it will go to the judges' scorecards as we await their decision. We'll take a look at the action from round number 3. And every time Dunkle had Lattimer even a bit rattled, he backed off and walked away.
Yeah, I guess he just some to the head. Then he started hitting his body. That was a finish. Well, the end of the third round.
That was how the third round ended. We still do not know our victor. In my scorecard, I've got it 2-1 in favor of William Dunkle.
I agree. Dunkle was able to do a little bit more than Lattimer. However, Lattimer did take him down in the first round and was able to continue to take him down. Dunkle would get back up, then he would look for another takedown.
That first round was certainly controlled by Lattimer, but
I don't think it was probably enough, but who knows? You never know in this sport.
You certainly never do know. Certain judges see it one way and certain judges see it another. And it all comes down to how they score their cards. But even in the first one, Lattimer was in control. It never really seemed as though he was doing much damage to Dunkle.
Right.
There were lots of takedowns, Lots of jabs here and there.
Right. I think this is the first fight that went all 3 rounds.
It indeed is. We've had it finish in all 4 other fights, including a massive KO back in the second fight of the evening from Anthony Ramirez, which was an outstanding right hand overhand punch that knocked Doug Anderson out cold. Certainly one of the best finishes we've seen on Front Street in some time.
Right.
But certainly there is something to be said when a fight goes to distance, proves that both fighters have the cardio, have the training to be able to make adjustments and figure out their opponent in rounds 2 and 3. And I believe Britt Talbert is ready. Indeed, he is. We will get the much anticipated decision of our co-main event.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll move to the judges' scorecards. 3 full rounds in our co-main event of the evening. Again, one more round of applause for William Dunkle and Kerry Lattimer, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go to the cards where we have it. Judge Las Martinez scores at 29-28. Judge Scott Marker also judges this bout 29-28. And Judge Tim Turner scores this bout 29-27. We have a decision by unanimous decision for your winner. Fighting out of the blue corner, it's the 208 underdog, William Dunkle.